Okay, welcome friends. This is Avinash your host today. And friends, I welcome you all to another interesting corporate episode where we interview, promising corporates from the domestic equity markets. And today, we have got a very interesting company from the financial services space. The company's name is Choice International Limited. And we have Mr. Ayush Sharma, who's the head of investor relations with us. Ayush, welcome to the program and thank you very much for sparing your valuable time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for having us on this show.
So, Ayush, my first question is, from a very layman perspective, is that if you could, tell us something about how this company got evolved, what is the promoter background, and currently, what is the positioning of this company in the Indian capital market. So, if you can add some color on this and tell our viewers.
Right. Sure. Thank you. Firstly, thank you very much, Avinash sir, for having me on the show. And I'll be introducing. We are a decade-old organization, you can say. We got our stockbroking license in 2010, and since then we have been growing multifold into multiple financial services. As on today, we are a full-service financial services organization. We are into stockbroking. We are into insurance distribution. We are into mutual funds distribution. We also have the SEBI's Category 1 merchant banking license. We have our own NBFC, which is Choice Money. The entity name is Choice Finserv Private Limited. We also do the advisory piece, which is government advisory, infrastructure consulting, those kind of activities. As on December 22, we had around 79 branch offices, which are spread across 18 states in India. We are a team of around 2,000 team members working together across multiple business divisions. We had approximately 700,000 plus customers across these business divisions, and out of this, in terms of stockbroking, around 263,000 customers were active as per the NSE's active UCC list, right? In terms of distribution network, we are also having one division which is called Choice Connect, and we have various partners who are spread across tier 3, tier 4 cities in India. We call them Choice Business Associates. They are around 30,000 as on December 22 who are actively working with us, on providing the services to our clients in these geographies. In terms of the positioning, we are largely focused on the semi-urban and rural geographies. We cater, we are working with a vision to bring maximum people into the financial inclusion program of the government of India. We are our core focus whenever we are opening up a branch. For example, if we open a branch in a district in a particular state, we have these spoke locations as well along with that particular branch offices. So in and all, our focus will largely remain into semi-urban and rural geographies going forward as well.
Okay, fine. Ayush, another thing now I wanted to know from you is that now today, the RBI policy has got over. I think sometime back the union budget also got culminated. Now, broadly, what is the house view of Choice, as far as the market performance in 2023? We all know markets are going to remain very volatile. Right. So, on a broader perspective, how do you see the market outlook before we get into the specifics as far as the company is concerned, so that we can understand from you, how is the position, how is the company positioned, for the current financial year?
Right.
And obviously, how is your product and your thought process, going to play out, for you and for your clients in the coming year. So if you can share some thoughts on the overall market outlook.
Right. See, capital markets has seen a very strong comeback post-COVID, and has given a stellar performance over the past few years. 21 and 22 both were, very excellent for the market perspective. However, currently there are a few factors like geopolitical uncertainties, fears of global recession, and uncertain interest rate hikes, might impact the investor sentiment going forward. And we are still, even after all these factors, we are expecting a moderate returns in 2023 as well. But on the other hand, we strongly believe that Indian stock market is poised for huge expansion driven by a young working population of the country, and who have a disposable income combined with various investment knowledge as of today. Also, the growth of digitization initiatives and the penetration of financial services in tier 3 and tier 4 areas will increase the investor participation going forward in the markets, and then that will ultimately lead to the boom in the capital markets in India.
Fine. I think Ayush, you have opportunity in the Indian capital markets. Now, tell me one thing. We were observing that your non-stock broking business, basically your infrastructure services, your advisory services. If you could tell us something in brief, what exactly does the company do here? What is the kind of opportunity which the company forces in this segment? Because unlike many other other service companies, choice has been very strong in this area. So if you
Right.
can tell us something about this business segment and what is the kind of growth opportunity the company sees in the next say 2 to 3 years.
Right. So, at the macro level, we have three business segments. One is Choice Finex, which is the wealth management piece of it. I mean, stockbroking, insurance, and then mutual funds distribution. Second is Choice Money, which is the NBFC, and then third is the advisory, as you have rightly mentioned, where we are doing the infrastructure consulting, government consulting, those kind of activities. We are working with the governments, both state and the central government, on various projects, the flagship missions of the government, like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, PMAY, Jal Jeevan Mission, Ayushman Bharat. So these kind of projects we are working with the government. We do provide largely two type of activities. One is the preparation of the detailed project report. For example, in case of Jal Jeevan Mission, there is a pipeline, portable water pipeline, which is being laid within the town. So what will be the route of the pipeline? What kind of materials will be used? What is the engineering aspect of that particular project? So those are consolidated in the detailed project report, and then once the DPR is finalized and accepted by the government, they hire the contractors to execute the project. And once the contractor is hired, we also conduct the project management consulting, ensuring that the construction is happening as per the DPR as well. So these are the two major activities which we are doing in the infrastructure consulting division. Now, as a strategy, we are more focused on the mission projects of the government. Like Jal Jeevan Mission is a mission project and the dream project of Government of India and our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. At the same time, similarly, we work with the PMAY and Ayushman Bharat, and we are very aggressively working on delivering before the expected timelines. In number terms, we have a consulting revenue order book of approximately 350 crores as on December 22. We are expecting to complete these projects over the next 4 years period, and then ultimately, with over these 4 years period, these numbers will turn into the revenue of the company. And in terms of the market opportunities, with the aggressive focus of the government on the infrastructural development, we expect that such opportunities will continue to grow and foster with the growth of the economy in India.
Okay. Now tell me one thing, Ayush, for March 22, when we saw a segmental breakup of your revenue, we saw that the advisory business has done very well. In fact, advisory business has jumped from almost 39 40 odd crores to 69 crores. Will be visible even for FY 22, 23 and 23, 24 because obviously this is a very big jump which we saw in FY 22. Obviously your performance also came very solid in March 22. So can we expect the same to continue in the next 2 years, or or is it going to be like a one-off? If you could just clarify that.
Yeah, definitely. We are, as I have mentioned, that we are very aggressively working on these mission projects of the Government of India, and there is abundant opportunities, in this segment. So one aspect of is that our existing order book of 350 crores is going to convert into revenue over the next 4 years period. So we are very clear that we are going to maintain that performance, and even we are expecting an increase of around 30 to 40% of CAGR over the next 3 to 4 years period, right? So this is one aspect of it, and then going forward there is an ample opportunities with these focused infrastructural development projects in the country. So yeah, we are going to grow from those numbers only. I mean, they are for not only about the sustaining that particular number.
Okay. Now coming to the next question is, I believe Choice has got a margin book of roughly about 325 crores. Now, if you could tell us, what is the kind of outlook for this business? Since this business is fairly very profitable, and secondly, there is a huge demand for margin funding in the market. First of all, what kind of customers, does the company target? What are the risk management measures you take here? And overall, what is the kind of outlook for this segment? Because I believe, margin funding book, as it increases, it will obviously improve your yields and your profitability.
Right. So, sir, firstly, I would like to, clarify that, okay, this loan book of approximately 324 crore, which is as on December 22, is not margin funding book. We have done the business loans, we have done loan against properties, we have done loan against securities, those kind of products we have done. And this is purely, the majority of it is business loans, which we had built over a period. Now, as a strategy, we are focusing on the retail loan disbursements, where we are largely focusing on the MSME customers, and even in the MSME we are focusing on micro MSMEs, where our average ticket size of loan is going to approximately 3 to 4 lakh rupees. We are going to that level, right? So with the and this has an added advantage of higher interest rate yield, as well as diversification of the risk as well. So our focus of Choice Money is largely on the MSME focused retail lending. We have built a complete setup to service the financial needs of the micro MSMEs who are stationed in tier 3 to tier 4 cities, right? Our key products in this book, which are going to be MSME focused business loans, commercial vehicle loans, which are again used in refinancing, and then supply chain finance, which is majorly the invoice discounting. But aligning with the group's vision, we are focused more onto the tier 3 and tier 4 geographies within this particular segment as well. And this is largely going to grow as a retail and a digital lending kind of product.
And Ayush, I think on the risk management side, when you disburse these loans to these MSME kind of clients, what is the broad risk taking kind of credentials? What are the things you notice? Because a 3 to 4 lakh ticket size, you would also appreciate it's a small amount. So for that, what are the kind of risk mitigation measures you all take? Like, just to understand how smoothly this process actually works, right from originating of the customer to the disbursement of the money.
Right. So, we are largely tech focused company, but at the same time, we have the physical presence on the ground with our huge distribution channel and our own branches, right? So, in terms of the origination of the loan, customer can download the mobile application Choice Money from the Play Store and the App Store, or our sales team can also assist the customer to download the mobile app. Once the customer has downloaded the app, he has to put in few numbers like his Aadhaar number, his PAN number, and his mobile number. Based on that, we have done various fintech integrations through which we collect the alternative data which is available as on today online. This alternative data will include his electricity bill payment history, his telephone bill payment history, credit card if at all he has a credit card, his banking habits. We also ask the customer to upload the bank statement. If at all customer is not uploading the bank statement, we can get it from the account aggregators which are there in the market as on today. Based on which we do conduct the bank statement analysis. We analyze the all this is done using the tech. There is no manual intervention involved in this thing. We analyze the receipts of the customer and expenditures of the customer using the tech. And once this is done, within 10 minutes we run our business rule engine BRE and come at an internal rate of internal scoring. Based on that internal scoring, we decide the rate of interest to the customer and amount which we can sanction to the customer. We showcase this particular amount and rate of interest to the customer on the mobile application within 10 minutes time. Customer has to accept it, but now there is a risk mechanism. So once the customer accepts the offer, our physical verification happens. Our sales team or our credit person will go to the customer. He will check the customer's presence and all those activities happening. And at the same time, we have a risk management team, a full dedicated team. And after disbursement, the risk team also visits the customer. So we are using the tech as an enabler, but at the same time, we are closely in touch with the customers as well.
Now, currently, you told me about the risk management process, which is quite good, both combination technology as well as the physical offline effort. Would it be fair to expect that Ayush, currently retail business is a major chunk for Choice, and institutional business is a smaller chunk. So if you could give a broad idea what is the retail and the institutional mix, because I believe you all have a research team which caters to both the retail as well as the institutional clients. So if you could give us some color on that also.
So as on today, around 95% customers are retail in stockbroking business, and same goes with the NBFC as well. Advisory is largely the B2B business, but apart from advisory, both the business divisions are 95% retail customer focused, and we are focusing aggressively in expansion in the retail segment itself. And going forward, we expect this participation to further increase for the company.
Okay. Now, tell me one thing, Ayush, a broader question is that, we all find that in the financial services segment, there's a lot of competition, both within broking as well as, the funded activities. Tell me, what is the kind of USP which Choice offers to its customers? Like, what is it that makes you a little more swift-footed? You all are able to get MSME customers, the infrastructure segment business. So if you could tell us something which is little unique about your company in terms of the qualitative kind of feel, because financial numbers to sabhi ke paas hai. But, typically on the qualitative side, what are the kind of skill sets which Choice brings on the table, and that has helped you grow at a very decent speed, in the last few years?
Right, right. As you have rightly mentioned, sir, we have been in the industry for quite a good time now, and last couple of years I mean, our team has been investing to understand the customer needs and their behavior when it comes to financial services, more focused on the retail side, right? We understand that any customer outside the metro cities needs some support locally, for specifically for the financial services, right? There are ample examples of non-financial services companies as well, who have gone out of the way and have opened their physical centers. They originated as a tech companies and then opened physical centers in tier 3, tier 4 geographies, right? So and when it comes to more specifically services like capital markets, insurance, and mutual funds, they need some physical presence. With our vast distribution channel and through our own branches, Choice Business Associates, we are present in close vicinity to the customers, right? So that gives us an added advantage to understand the customer needs. For example, if a customer comes to us and evaluates 3 insurance policies on our mobile app, so at the same time, after along with the tech, he has a person on ground, either our branch employee or our Choice Business Associate is there to help him to select the or evaluate in detail the features of each insurance policy, right? So there is one aspect of it by when we are talking about the USPs. Secondly, we provide the research to our customers, and success rate of our research calls goes up to 70-75% at times. So more importantly, these research calls are communicated to the customers via our mobile app, our the text messages, WhatsApp, etc. In a nutshell, we understand how our customer understands the research, and accordingly the communication happens to them. So along with the quality of the research, making the customer understand the what we are trying to do the market, or how market is going to behave, or how a particular stock is going to behave, communicating that in an effective manner is more important for us. So we are focusing on these 2 3 aspects. And then thirdly, the technology is one of the key important factors. We have launched our super app. With that, one customer can download the mobile app and have access to all 3 products: stock market, insurance, and mutual fund within the application itself.
Oh, fine. I think very detailed reply, Ayush. So very nicely explained by you. Now tell me, Ayush, I was reading your presentation where we saw that more than 70% of your business, actually your broking business, actually comes from the online activity. So a lot of technology improvements have actually helped you gather a better online share. Now going forward, what is the company's thought process as to whether the offline branch expansion will continue? You mentioned in your opening remarks that you've got 79 branches or 79 places where Choice has a presence. Going forward, will the company focus more on the online part, or will they continue to also expand on the offline opportunity? Because obviously in some areas you do require an offline kind of office, in some areas you don't require it. So what is the thought process? Because that requires a lot of money. Offline office aap khologe to staff hai, uske baad infrastructure hai, running cost hai. So
Right.
overall, what is the strategy going forward for the company? Are they planning to focus only on online, or will offline also continue?
So as I have mentioned that tech is an enabler for us. We stay closely connected to the customers via offline mode as well. So going forward, as you have rightly pointed out, that opening up branches is a costlier affair, right? But at the same time, we have already set up our distribution channel via Choice Business Associates, where we have around 30,000 Choice Business Associates who are actively generating businesses for us, which is a completely asset light model, when we talk about a company like Choice, right? So we are very aggressively expanding on the Choice Business Associates. At the same time, we are planning to open the offline branches going forward. But I would like to emphasize that on an average, it takes approximately 2 to 3 months time to for our branch to reach the VP, and then they understand the DNA of the organization and start generating profits. So yes, there will be an initial impact on the bottom line, but going forward, within a 3 to 4 months period when we open the branch, we see an impact on the top line, and bottom line is also improvised.
No, fine. I think understood. Now tell me one thing on the online piece, which you spoke about. If you could tell us what are the products taken to onboard new customers, service existing customers, तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा आप बता दीजिए.
So both our business segments of Choice Finex and Choice Money are, tech-enabled businesses. All the front-end and back-end processes are digitized and automated. More importantly, all the tech platforms which we have built in the Choice are developed in-house by our own team. We have a dedicated team of around 130, 140 people working together to develop new systems and enhance the existing developments, right? So there is an proper emphasis, there is an focused effort going on in the technology implementation. We are also coming up with various automated research systems, like we have came up with strategy, we have came up with signal. So those kind of tools also we have implemented and integrated in our mobile application Choice Finex. So that is one aspect of it. And at the same time, when it is a super app, simplified user journeys are more important when we talk about the customers, right? Where the customer needs to open the mobile app, he needs to see his dashboard, that okay, what all investments he is having, and at the same time, transaction should not hamper for the customer when we are building the super app. So with that focus, our teams are aggressively working on improvising our existing tech platforms and build and automate existing processes. But at the same time, I would like to emphasize that okay, tech is an enabler, but we keep a close connect with the customer via our offline channels as well.
Now coming to your mutual fund business, if you could share to us what is the size of the AUM you currently have, and what is the thought process, with such a large distribution network which Choice enjoys, in the next say 3 to 4 years, what is the kind of opportunity for Choice to actually expand this business? Because mutual funds are a very popular concept of equity savings. So
Right.
as far as your customers are concerned, as well as data mining new customers are concerned, what are the initiatives the company has taken?
Okay, so as on December 22, we had around 363 crores worth of AUM in the mutual funds business. I would like to highlight that we have previously had a mobile application named Investica, which was used for specifically for the mutual funds customers. But there was a vision that okay, when we have such a large customer pool in the stock broking, why not to utilize that particular customer segment to sell the mutual funds as well, right? So with that vision, the idea of super app came in, and within the last quarter itself, we launched this super app named Choice Finex and integrated the user journeys of Investica within the super app itself. Now, having said that, with the launch of this super app, we are expecting the cross sell to happen very aggressively going forward, and with that advantage, we are expecting the AUM to grow significantly with our cross sell efforts, and accordingly, we are expecting an 40% CAGR growth in terms of the mutual funds AUM as well over the next 2 years period.
Okay. Now, after mutual funds, the next big opportunity is insurance. Now, as far as insurance is concerned, you all already have some tie-ups in place. Now, here also, will the online initiative help you to scale up your customers going forward and service existing customers? So, will the same model apply as you mentioned about mutual funds here?
Yeah, largely the same model applies here. But one thing we need to, so we are largely focused on tier 3, tier 4 geographies, right? As I have been emphasizing on this. But we understand that post COVID, there has been an improvisation in customer behavior when it comes to about, insurance. Previously, clients used to consider insurance as an investment tool rather than a risk cover. However, the dynamics are changed now post COVID, and we have seen that traction from the, semi-urban geographies as well. Therefore, with the combination of our distribution channel and technology in place, we expect that insurance will be one of the major revenue drivers for the group going forward. We are targeting to reach, a quarterly premium generation of approximately, 30-35 crore rupees going forward at the end of next year.
Okay. Now coming to your 9-month numbers, we saw a very robust increase in your top line, but somewhere the margins have come under pressure. As you rightly mentioned, a lot of money has gone in spending for technology, some startup investment costs have incurred. So Ayush, tell me that how long will this continue? Can we see that maybe for FY23 is going to be a year of consolidation for you, for the company, and going forward in FY25 we could see the rewards of this investments playing off? So if you could give us some idea, because numbers on the top line have been very robust, profitability margins have come off as you rightly mentioned. So aage, how do you see the outlook at least for the next financial year? Because now we are already through up to February. So, what kind of outlook can we expect in FY24? Can we expect the investment kiya hai, to uska return bhi, will start getting reflected in the numbers going forward?
Certainly, certainly. As I had mentioned that, we have been aggressively expanding on the branches and our physical distribution channels. There has been, the expenses, and because of which the margins have come off. And secondly, we have built a very strong team in the NBFC division, which is Choice Money. And because of that also, there has been an impact on the profit margins. We are expecting, and as I rightly mentioned that, when we onboard a new team or when we onboard a new branch, it takes some time to understand the DNA of the organization and starting the generation of the revenues, right? So we are expecting situation to normalize by Q2 of FY24, and accordingly, after that there will be a robust impact on the top line as well as the bottom line.
Okay. As far as your online platform Choice Connect is concerned, can you give us some number kind of inputs, like how many people have been onboarded on an average, how many people get added every month, and typically what are the kind of other services Choice Connect does? Because typically I've been told that a lot of business associates have got connected with your company. They also benefit in some areas, the company also benefits. So in the overall scheme of things, in the next say 2 to 3 years, how big will this be a business for Choice? Because as your geographical penetration increases, I'm quite sure it will benefit the company. But in broad percentage or revenue terms, whatever you can share, if you could tell us how will this benefit the company in terms of the business generate?
Right. Okay. So, Choice Connect is a very unique idea, and very. It's a. I would like to say it's a win-win situation for both Choice business associates as well as Choice. Right. There are multiple products available for Choice business associate to sell, because Choice is a complete bouquet of financial services. They can sell stock broking activities. They can sell insurances. They can sell mutual fund. They can sell loans. There are fixed income investments like corporate FDs, GSEC, gold bonds. So those kind of products are also available on the Choice Connect platform through our partnerships with various banks and other NBFCs as well. So there is an ample opportunity which is rightly available to the Choice business associates. As on December, there are around 30,000 Choice business associates, and out of that, actively, when we talk about the monthly business generating CBAs, there are approximately 5 to 6,000 CBAs who are actively trading, working or generating businesses for us, right? Around 60 to 65% of the total customers onboarded and total revenue generated is from the clients onboarded via Choice Business Associates. One very important point to note here is that all CBAs onboarded are, already practicing some sort of financial services. They may be practicing like, income tax practice or GST practice in the smaller jurisdictions like smaller towns or something like that. So, or they may be, the insurance distributors for larger insurance companies like LIC. So once we onboard them, we have the mechanism in place to provide them the right training about our products, and more focus is given on how to understand the customer needs and how to cater these adequately, right? Therefore, going forward with our approach, we believe that contribution of Choice Connect is also going to increase in terms of our revenue, because and it has an natural advantage that this is an cost effective model for us to source new customers or source new businesses, and therefore there has been an emphasis on this business, on this particular division, and going forward we'll continue to grow in this segment.
Uh, just last one or two questions, Ayush. Now, as far as the company's dividend policy is concerned, numbers have been pretty good for the last 4 to 5 years. Has the management team decided on any dividend payout policy? How they are going to reward the shareholders? Because obviously as a public shareholder, there are some expectations from the public equity holders. So profits काफी अच्छे company ने कमाए हैं. So from your side, will you be able to tell us that is there any dividend policy which the company has decided or is in the process of making, so that ultimately the share obviously gets further re-rated in the markets, considering that your profitability is good. So if you could give us some inputs on this, if it is
See, as
possible.
a company, we strongly believe in giving back to our investors and shareholders in the long term, and that is our goal. But it is solely based on the board of directors' discretion on when to start giving payouts or when to start giving dividends, right?
Oh, fine. I think understood. I mean, we do hope that in future the dividend payout policy is little promising, so that all the shareholders also will benefit.
Right.
Last question, Ayush, is basically now we are living in a year of in a era of disruption. आज if you read any kind of tech article, or if you look at some technology company today, artificial intelligence, machine learning has become very common. So, with that, actually strategizing its business, like what segment of the business in very simple terms will be the main focus areas? Will it be the broking business, the wealth management business, or typically, going forward, future businesses like the mutual fund or the insurance business, which will be the main focus area? And how will technology play a very important role? As already you mentioned that, you all have invested a lot of money for a lot of online initiatives, but technology going forward, will it be a regular spend for you, or is it going to be like as and when the requirement comes, the company will be spending?
Okay. So, see, technology at the core of our organization, we strongly believe in automating things. We strongly believe in AI. We strongly believe in ML. We have a dedicated research team within the tech as well, who are regularly looking at the new developments in the technology, how we can improvise our internal processes, and the operational. We strongly believe that operational effectiveness can be achieved with the help of tech itself, right? So our large focus is always on automating the existing manual processes wherever they are and wherever these can be. Obviously, there are various stakeholders involved in automating the processes when it comes to stock market. It completely depends on the whole ecosystem. But we have automated. So as on today, there is a very less manual intervention when it comes to any internal processes. In terms of the customer facing products like Choice Finex and Choice Money, both are very robust in when it comes to tech. And with our super app, we are expecting that customer has an access to the wealth management products within one single application itself. So going forward, it is going to be an as the penetration reaches to masses, and with the financial literacy across tier 3 and tier 4 kind of jurisdictions, we expect that Choice Phoenix is going to rock in the industry. And secondly, as I have mentioned, that within Choice Money itself, we have done multiple integrations, and we are doing the underwriting with the uses of tech. We are also building various solutions on the AI and ML as well in both the applications, and more largely on the Choice Money, where we understand the customer behavior for various other data sets as well, and accordingly we start underwriting the customer with the use of AI also. So in a nutshell, we expect that technology is going to at the core of the organization, and we will keep on investing in the tech as well as our physical infrastructure, which will make us one of the large players, or a growing company in the future as
Final question, Ayush, is, what could be your, message as the head of HR, investor relations, to the shareholders? Because, a lot of people are looking forward for your company to grow in the next, say, 2 to 3 years. And financial services is a very big sector. So, talking about the management view as well as your view, what could be the long-term value creation strategy from the management side, for shareholders? Because that is one area where I think, a lot of improvement is required. And I think, you all have the financials, you all have the balance sheet size, the customer base. So if you could give us some, inputs on that, and, that will actually help us to communicate this more effectively to the public shareholders.
Right. So we have shown the performance. I think the company has shown a very good performance over the past few years, both in terms of financial numbers and in terms of the stock price. Our focus is to become one of the leading financial services firm catering to tier 3 and tier 4, and all our efforts are aligned to achieve that. All the business verticals are in sync to achieve the same goal. Our stockbroking business is a legacy business, and it is already generating good returns. We want to focus on the relatively newer businesses, which are high margin businesses like insurance and the loans. With continuous investment in this effort, we want to focus on turning around all business verticals and generating high returns. And with this, with the efforts ongoing in the same direction, we expect that we are going to generate good returns for our investors and shareholders.
I think, Ayush, thank you very much for your time. In fact, a very productive conversation from you. So friends, I hope all of you have enjoyed the conversations, and if you like the conversation, please, like and share this video with everybody. So thank you, Ayush, and thank you and the entire management.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.